All right, I'm back. Weirdest thing. See, this phone was the phone I was on. I'm not. It's an experiment. Do-it-yourself technology. Now I'm not seeing any viewers now, but it doesn't mean it's not recording. All right, and that's sitting up there on the dash. I'm not even sure. Oh, you can't see Elvis. Do you need waters? Oh, Elvis wants drinkies. When we go to our Starbucks, gratuitous whatever, Trenta water. That way Elvis has drinky drinks. I drink the coffee. Sometimes I drink the water. Maybe I should finish that and they'll come find me at the other one. So long story short, yeah, keep it. Sure you can connect. You're just a piece of shit. All right, so I'm outside of the Starbucks in Denver. Not a very, maybe it's that big power box that causes the issue, but not a very good connection as far as doing this stream. Yeah, I'm live now. Oh, cool. Look, one phone. That's pretty cool. I should take a picture of that. All right, so there's a 50-second delay. This is cool. I'm like watching myself. Talk about looping technology. This is fucking wicked. Wicked. Okay, I'm gonna open the login page. Long and the short of it was, I'm doing a podcast that's a commentary on my Accept No Limitations podcast that's on YouTube. And if my phone is allowing me, if YouTube or Facebook allows me multiple connections, oh shit, there I am. Okay, let's pause. I just said something about keeping all this shit documented. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy this. Copy. I'm going to clip. There's Starbucks. I got I've already signed in. So sugar and coffee. Newton, hi. Ashley's watching my podcast somewhere. Oh, one can see that one. That phone's crapping out. So that one might too. We're gonna see if I can see me on the. Oh look, there I am. That's a commentary. All right, so I'm live now, and there's let's see, where am I at? It doesn't tell me the time. All right, let me see this. Oh, you can't see. Oh yeah, you can. See, I'm live, watching me live, watching me live. There's 3 loops going on. Now what I'm trying to do is comment and put my Accept No Limitations. There it is. I already copied it. Oh look, a squirrel. So now I'm going to put it down here in the box. I'm going to comment, paste, piece of shit. There I go talking about that. So I just commented on that. Oh, and there's the comment. Bing, it worked. So I got to click here for more so I can hear me on there. Now you've got that link. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start this. I'm going to go to that link. If I, let's see, I click on it. I just clicked on it. But I actually already have it open. What happened there? Let's go back to Clem Hawkins. Alright, I'm kind of in and out with that. I need to get, ooh, that'll work. Ooh, that'd be fun. Check this out. This is a keyboard. My friend Jolly gave me this keyboard, and then I turned it into, is that forwards or backwards? See, that looks backwards to me. Maybe it's just because it's upside down. No, see, that one's backwards. If this one was working, let's wait until that one gets caught up or something.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
See if it's backwards on that one.
Keyboard. My friend Jolly gave me this keyboard. And then I
see, it's, I think it's backwards again, is it? Yeah, that's backwards. I'm not sure what it looks like on my Facebook. Anyway, I already started this thing, and trying to get this level up here a little bit more. So, where am I at? Let's see, let me comment. Can I comment? Oh, there I am. Hey, y'all. Alright, so within the podcast reality, it is possible to have 2 phones streaming to one phone's streaming. Actually, 2 phones are streaming. So that's fucking weird. I might be recorded in 2 places. Which means that if this was camera A and this was camera B, that means that I'm streaming to a stream through a ripple into a stream, and now I can see myself on the Facebook on my laptop. Point of it is, I am looking at my accept no limitations, and I'd like to be able to show you that, but hopefully if you click the link, when I click the link, then that means that this, I should pause. I'm gonna give myself a heart and give me some thumbs up, and I'm gonna say, hey Zash, I'm over here. Z. I'm gonna invite, and I'm gonna say, hey Zash, I'm back on. We are back on live. So what I'm doing here is I'm typing on my laptop, streaming from my phone, and also streaming from my phone, and seeing the delay. So far it looks like this one, camera B, is showing me, let's see, this is camera A, this is camera B.
So what I'm doing here is
now I'm waiting for that one to catch up.
typing on
But
my laptop.
if I'm gonna close, no, close it.
And also streaming from my
Okay, so I'll just have to deal with.
and
Right
seeing
now,
the delay.
I'm at 3 minutes and
So
15
far,
seconds.
looks like this one, camera B,
What I'm talking about is Edward Snowden,
camera A,
and I'm making an analogy
camera B.
that if he was,
Catch up.
oh gosh, do I really? Okay, so that's the hard part. I have to listen to myself over there while I'm listening to this.
I'm at 3
So the
minutes
idea is this.
seconds.
Imagine you're in high school. Imagine High School USA. Good morning, High School USA.
And I'm
Uh,
analogy.
in High School USA, we have the principal, Trump. He's a dick. We don't like him. Who in high school liked the principal? Maybe some people, small towns, whatever. Oh, here's a good example. See all this space up here with, oh wow, that goes way up there. My shitty little dealy deal. It's that way because I don't have my stand, but sometimes bad luck is good luck. Now I realize that in all of this headspace, I can put words because this 3-dimensional space becomes a 2-dimensional space, and I have 2 fingers worth of space to put words above my head. See what I'm saying? Like all of that space from there to there to there. There's almost half the screen. So this is important for podcasters. Hopefully it'll get out there and y'all will pick up on some of this experience. I'm talking about phones and the fact that right now I'm acknowledging to the machine that I have 3, and there's another piece of shit phone. Okay, these 2 phones are exactly the same. They're sitting on the same spot, but one keeps cutting out and one keeps streaming. Why that is, I don't really know. But now I'm trying to catch up with myself.
All of this headspace.
Oh,
I can put words because it's 3-dimensional space.
Oh, so maybe I'm just watching myself live. Alright, so thumbs up. That was me. That was me. That's the machine. The one on safe mode is my streamer. Right? So, this is a lot of experimentation and learning. But part of the thing I was trying to do is to make comments. Okay, initially I was sitting here thinking that what I how do I do this? I'm gonna mute. So that's muted. I can talk to you for a second.
This is a lot of experimentation and learning.
Quick look. Hopefully you can see that. If you can't see it, you can see it when you start that other video. I don't have a spiral up thing to put it right here. That'd be sick though. If I could put that right here and then stream it, and then that's me streaming that. So if you can get this link, okay, right here is a link on my screen. It's my first comment, Clem Hawkins. Click that link. As As soon as you click that link, I'm going to click my laptop, and then I'm going to comment on my podcast. You ready? I should probably find my weed and roll a joint. Oh, I still got to have a joint. Ready, set, go. We are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we are live. Here comes my commentary. Oh, look, Elvis is looking all pretty. There's a big smoke cloud, so I had to join myself in a smoke. What I'm doing here is I'm also playing with time. I'm looping shit. Eventually, y'all will catch on to this. I hope. And then I'm just an artist amongst to myself. Oh, my thing's muted, so I gotta unmute it.
Ready?
And I'm gonna close this for a second.
Ready?
Where the hell am I? I'm talking about the machines. Oh wait.
Ready?
What the hell?
Ready?
Okay. Maybe I'm watching it. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm at a minute on my own. Hush. So I'm at a minute and 11. I just paused it, okay? This is what I want to acknowledge and remind myself, because I'm sitting here watching myself. But the point is, I'm paying this information forward. I'm learning all of this stuff. The idea is that eventually, when I figure out how to do tags on YouTube and I figure out how to edit the whole conglomeration of shit into like a smaller, get the right angle, into a smaller, like say, playlist. This is 1 hour podcast. This is over an hour live broadcast of me commenting on my podcast, okay? Elvis looks great. I'm just starting to get stoned. Oh, this was out at the Buffalo Park. Now I really like the idea of the words. There's at some point that I say something about follow the bouncing ball. And surprisingly enough, I expect that to be backwards and it's forwards. I don't know why. Is this thing just looping? Oh, shit. Maybe I gotta pull that one off. Oh, that's me live now. I'm the one person watching. Alright. See that? Shit. See, I'm at my little fucking stand. But hey, it went to good purpose and I'm learning all this stuff in the process. So I had to pause. Oh, now I'm hitting on the live thing. Or maybe I'm not. Okay, yeah, I know I'm live now.
Oh, that's me live now. I'm the one person watching.
Oh wait, which one's live? Am I live on both of them? Fuck, I don't know. Maybe I am. See, when I do that, it goes. Go there. No, it doesn't. Oh, so I was live twice. Oh, no wonder you can't find me. But the same fucking. Let's see. What the heck's going on here? Go back. So that's me, 13:59 live. Okay. So I was just watching me do that. This one wasn't recording. See this one? Could be like a monitor if it was live time, but it's not. Even though it's live, it's still got a lag or a delay. Could be like a monitor if it was live time, but it's not. Even though it's live, it's still got a lag or a delay. It's pretty close though. So in my podcast, I'm at 2 minutes and 36 seconds. I'm hitting play. Talking about. Oh, BB.
In my podcast, I'm at 2 minutes and 36 seconds. I'm hitting play.
Anyway, I could figure out how to get this playing through the speakers, you could hear it. That might cause some weird internet disruption or something. It's like me meeting me in the future, in the past. Oh, hey, Robert Smith, howdy. Oh shoot! Now I gotta pause. Oh look, a squirrel. Let's see if I can go here. Oh, that won't work.
Oh, hey, Robert Smith, howdy.
That's not too far behind. I can't type to you, Robert, because if I do, I have to stop the thing and I'll get too distracted. I'm doing great. How are you doing? How do I get a thumbs up? Do I use this one? I guess I can use this one.
I can't type to you, Robert, because if I do, I have to stop the thing.
The thing all started pausing when I gave them all them thumbs up. All right, so I'm at 324.
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Let's see. Can I carry on a conversation with myself? I'm talking about Edward Snowden. So the thing I realized is in this podcast, so I'm watching it, and I realize if I can learn how to do these tags and the however Facebook or YouTube works, the more tags have to do with how people search for shit. And the fact that I talk about all kinds of strange shit, I didn't script it out, you follow? I just was hanging out stone talking to myself the way I'm talking to everybody on the Facebook, because if we're all part of the same bubble, it's like acknowledging our subconscious, super conscious. This stuff is super conscious. The fact that there is space for words right here, that is badass. Takes editing later, but we have the comments. If I could figure out how to comment, I would. Elvis looks great in the podcast, I have to admit. But he always does. I'm at 332 or something. Ooh, gosh, I'm sorry. I just realized that's probably fucking with you guys. You're actually hearing me hear me later. So let me turn the volume of that one down. Let me pause this. Let me escape. Let me Firefox. Let me Facebook about blank F. I got an F in high school. Facebook International. USA, high school USA. So it looks like he bounced, but let me see if I can get this back up. Maybe this will say something like, oh, thank you. Where am I at? Where am I at? Stop. Cool, thanks, Zash. DASH. I'm back on. Oh crap, what was that? I'm back on. Alright, so I'm still on. Had to give a shout out to Zashley. Arizona girl. Are they in the wish they all could be California girls? I don't remember. Oh, here we are. Here is. Sorry about the caps. So I'm live here. I'm commenting with my laptop. I'm also trying to play the video with the laptop because I really wanted to get these ideas down. And what I'm aware of is, since I'm forgetful, especially after I've been smoking squirrels, that I'll use this and later I'll watch this and remind myself, like 51st dates, that this is something that I want to do. And who knows, maybe there'll be somebody out there that I don't even know yet, I haven't met yet, that'll want to do that. Want to put the words up here. See what I'm saying? If you're paying attention through my page, you should be able to find a link on where to download Facebook videos and YouTube videos with a click of a button. It is so sweet because every Facebook or every YouTube video, there's a little green arrow that's on my screen, and I just click it and it downloads it. I've got these sick ass songs that I want to remix later. But the thing is, I haven't quite figured out how to make this play loud so you can hear it there. It's old school recording technique because I was a broke ass dick I don't know how to do this inner workings. It's like analog digital, if that makes much sense. Point being is that with a click of a button, I can download any music on YouTube, and then I can open it up. Let's see, I might be able to do it. Let me see if I can pull these out. Let's go to media playback, mix. I think I already put them in the library. So what happens is you download the MP4, you get a program to convert the MP4 to an MP3. At that point, my mix DJ program, everything's free, Ubuntu Linux. And let's see if I can, I'll just browse. I'll go to the C drive. I don't know where's C drive. Oh, there it is. That's my system. Where you at? Not CD-ROM. Gotta use the arrow home. Clem. Desktop. Open that window up. Clean desk. Dune clips. Oh, that's right. I was working on a Dune remix. Wait, not this one. And then newest downloads remix. Yeah, so what, there's none in there? What the shit with that? So I got a Dune remix. Clean desk. Camera. Oh, it put it in music, didn't it? No, not DCN music. No, it's just music. Well, that's not working for shit. Anyway, the idea was to use my new keyboard and do like a... Ooh, crap, I lost it. Button. Lost the minus button. That's gonna have to be fixed. So yeah, the thing about this program is I've yet to find a streaming program that allows me to do all this stuff that I'm doing old school, right? I'm not in a studio. I do not have a microphone. I do have a camera. It's part of a shitty track phone, which I'm watching. Part of the reason I do this is because if I can do it, dude, anybody can do it. And capes. Here it is. Here I is. Yeah, cool. So I want to hear some music because I'm a little squirrely right now. I just rescan the library. Maybe I'm not on the library. Oh, I want the library. Library. There we go. Dubber house step. How about some of that? Come on, shit, fuck. Oh, did it mute? There we go. I love shit like this, man. See if you can hear it. I could even do a podcast how to DJ with mix. I'm brand new at it, and I don't give a shit. I learn as I go, and you can learn from my learning. what I got now is I got 2 different tracks. I can't see this one because I screwed it all up. What the hell happened with that? Oh, that was me moving the camera. Now, the thing about this deal, these are the keyboard shortcuts for the program. This is one track, this is the other track. Now, I happen to be limited with screens currently, but I can actually get a larger screen or an additional screen and make this thing big enough so I could do 4 tracks plus samples plus lots of other stuff. It's pretty dope. So let's get on with the show. Part of the difficulty with this thing is, part of the beauty of this is that I'm making a new song. Oh shit, I'm not recording. You're hearing it, but I can do record. So, now I just hit record, so this is recording. If I had this screen, I could then use the live me mixing it as the video for the audio. That's dope. Let's cut that shit in half. How did I just loop that? Oops. Sick. On the release, drop the needle, boom. Digital DJing is, I never thought I'd say it, but what you're not aware of is my laptop's also a touch screen, so I can just touch on it. Watch this. Stop it. Now this is where I would open up a 4th window, go to 4 decks, hit keyboard to get my library, Bossa Nova, let's see what's at 150, it's the house something, I'm going to do that, it's right there, it's just the other house step, close that, hit play, hit play. Now they're all lined up. Got 3 songs, 2 of the same and 1 of another. It's good for monkey brains. Didn't think I was going to turn this into a DJ's moment, but hey, here we are playing some music. Eventually I'll get back to my podcast. There's no Oh, weird. I was trying to loop that other one. Now we got crashes. We're crashes. Now, right now, I think all I have is the, oh, it's definitely crashed. Those are all looped. That one's still going. My screen's totally froze. Music's still going though, so there's a good lesson for you. So yeah, anyway, getting back to my recording my live podcast in the privacy of my own podcast while watching my other podcast. I'm not sure how to get the text off of my face. Let's just close that. It's froze. We got, there we go. Yes, please. Thank you very much. No, I didn't say open it. Exit. Facebook. Long strange trip. It still is. Long strange trip. It still is. Ooh, I could have done that, huh? So I found this thing on the Facebook or on the Craigslist. Undo close tab. One look at our outstanding customer reviews and you'll know why people choose award-winning Bridgetown Subaru. Lease the 2018 Subaru Outback 2.5i for $179 a month, or check out the 2018 Impreza 2.0i for $169 a month, or the 2018 Forester 2.5i for $179 a month. Visit Bridgetown Subaru in the giant Pacific Auto Mall and fall in love with Subaru today. Whoop-de-doo for my Subaru. At Bridgetown dealerships, we love cars. That was my first attempt at this spot. I figure, if nothing else, I could take that little snippet out, throw it out there. One look at our outstanding customer service reviews and you'll know why people choose award-winning Bridgetown tires. Who the fuck wrote this stupid-ass shit? One look at our outstanding customer reviews. Bridgetown Subaru gets the best damn reviews out there ever. How about that shit? We got 2018 Outback, 2018 Impreza, 2018 Forester. Why use all those 2018s? Who gives a fuck? We got new cars from under 180 a month. Under 180 a month, you can get any one of these three cars. They're in the Pacific Auto Mall. Fall in love with Subaru today. Here's the thing. All this shit is, I'm sorry whoever wrote this, but it's stupid. Hey y'all, Clem Hawkins here. Coming to you from Bridgetown dealerships. We love cars. Visit Bridgetown Subaru in the giant Pacific Auto Mall. Alright? That's all you need. Oh, and if you need a car that's a Subaru and you want to impress your mountain climbing buddies, or your outdoorsy buddies, or your new agey buddies, or whoever you want to impress, you should get one of these Subarus for under $180 a month. From what I see, 2.5i is all up and down for $169 or $179 a month. And I'm just going to tell you from personal experience, get the Forester because it's the exact same fucking car as the Outback, except it's got heavier suspension. FYI from a mechanic, y'all should know that. So you should come get yourself a Forester for $179 a month. Just saying. That would be my audition for their thing. That's why I don't get many jobs, because I'm always telling people a better way of doing it. Need a Wikipedia. Need wiki editor. Looking for people with accounts that are more than 3 months old. Why are you new email? Hey, I don't know who you are, but I'll do it. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I've Wikipedia edited before. The venue at Tech Social hiring gig. Bartenders, barbacks, servers, wait staff, reception. You got a DJ gig? tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day. You'd figure I'd have something to do besides be away from everybody not drinking. Yeah, well, that's why I'm so awesome, I suppose. If you have a problem with me not drinking, you know my PayPal account. I don't have a problem with not drinking. I do have a problem with not smoking, though, so maybe that's the next thing to work on. Back to our regularly scheduled podcast. This morning, I uploaded a YouTube podcast. Let's get to a new screen. Let's go to YouTube. And let's check out my podcast. Here's the point. I'm not actually doing this to interrupt y'all. I figure if you want to listen, you can. I'm mostly doing it because it allows me a place to store this while I'm using my laptop, because I can't do it otherwise easily. Since I have the technology of downloading shit, I can do my podcast to you. I can also use my laptop on the same Wi-Fi, and I can comment on my deal so I can have my own personal little notes. Now, the thing about it is that the one podcast is going to be words up there. This podcast is going to be words up there. Do you feel me? Now, if I can figure out how to put the podcast right here, then I'll commentate right here, and you can read the words. Now, if there was coercion between the two of us, if you could switch those, you feel me? Like this was a podcast, and I could actually link a podcast to a podcast, that'd be dope. That'd almost be like Jitsi or something. Jitsu. Or, anyway, there's shit out there. I don't know about that. I'm just doing what I can do, figuring it out myself. So, I did a podcast. I'm going to search Clem. C-L-E-M. Oh, this is the game. So, I guess there's a girl named Clem. She was on a TV show, and there's this character named Clem. But there's my brownies and friends. That's tonight, by the way. I don't give advice that I don't take, so Brownie, I hope you play well. If you're still there, I know you did. You said you were going to do some kind of festival thing. Me at the church playing music. My Shawnee Cena. There's my book, American Misfits by Clem Hawkins. How about a read-along? Would y'all like a read-along of me reading my book? That would be smart, because then I'd have the voice of it, and I could just put it to whatever, then I'd have my spoken word. Damn, that was quick. So, the way you use my books, I am at, let me see if I can do this. I am here. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to scroll down to where I'm live. I'm going to click there, and I'm going to go there. Bam. American Misfits reading. This is fun. American. If I'd have planned this, I'd have never planned it right. Misfits fun. Let's see if that worked. Alright, so I got an American Misfits fun. That just came up. So if you wanted to read this book, I think the way you do it is you click on this thing that says American Misfits by Clem Hawkins, 2nd edition text. Hit pause, then use right arrow. That's missing an E. I should correct that. Each page is 5 seconds long. Now, here's the cool part. I should back up, because eventually this will get around. Pause, alt back. Oh, I'm in a different window. So here, let's see where. Oh, right arrow. So let me go like that. I'm going to show you real quick. I hope. See that little green arrow? Oops. Gosh, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. What the heck? Why do I have these? Oh, now I have faces instead of comments, so I'm going to do this one for my buddy Kale. I don't know what that buy off will augment. Oh, look at that. Hey, what's up, y'all? That's funny. Did you see that? I know, I can't tell. Anyway, there's a little arrow there. See the little arrow down there? I hope you can see that. Oh, for those of you that like bearded people, I guess that's how this works. Whoa, that's a beard with a bunch of faces on it. That's dope. I wonder if it could make it so it's a bunch of eyes. Find a face. Ooh, look, my face is hidden. Never knew that, did you? That if you put your nose like this, that they can't see your face. Now they can see my face and they put the thing up. What does that tell us? It tells us that weird shit like this confuses the machine. Technology is still behind. We should do none. My face is just fine like it is. I almost shaved today, but something told me not to. So, oh, weird. That's totally weird. Now I'm looking at it at this other screen. So yeah, you saw my little green button. If you care, you can click that and download it. Then you have the book at home. If you wanted to go about the business of typing it out, my friend Kale says he wants a solid book. My publishing company is called DIMWIT Publishing, DIMWIT. Did it myself with internet technology. You have authorization. If you ask for the book, I give you permission. I think it should be that simple. If you want it, it's on my Facebook. You can just copy the text, put it in Word, hit print, or whatever. Put it in Libre Writer. That's what I use. So yeah, I only give advice that I'm willing to take. How many times did I post that? Oh wait, that's my podcast. Oh, I posted that twice on accident. Sorry about that. So here we go. American Misfits. As soon as it starts, I'm at 10 seconds already. Go back to the beginning. Make big screen. And here's what you see when you pause it and put it on the big screen. You have a book. My own published book. And I'm not telling you this. I know who I am. I'm doing this so you learn what I know, what I'm aware of. You could do it this way too. And you're welcome to use the DIMWIT Publishing if you ask. It's that simple. I'm not going to read your shit. I don't care. I mean, I care, but I don't care. I'm not that kind of publisher. I'm not going to make a judgment on what I think people should read based on what you say. You want to publish it? Publish it like that. You did it yourself with internet technology. Do you see what I'm saying? If you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach a man a fish, you feed him for a lifetime. But if you teach a man to teach a man to teach a man, then you feed the whole community. Anyway, I'm trying to teach y'all how I did this. So I pushed the right arrow. Let's face it, with only 80 pages, every quarter-inch square counts. About this book, author of Residentially Challenged and Hippie Critic. Still 2 books I haven't done. I got the stuff on the... Anyway, Squirrel dives face first into life on Hippie Hill in Golden Gate Park, San Francisco, California, circa 2001. A Spaced Odyssey. So, to tell you a little bit about that. And it says title page, American Misfits. Cover page, back cover page, inserts, index and references. Probably links and what have you. Page 2. Before I get into this, and click. For most of our camp, it was just another day. But for me, it was something else entirely than the run-of-the-mill 9 to 5, 52 weeks a year office drone existence I left back in '99. I'd seen the trap back in high school. The macro programming of high school K through 12 is a routine, a program designed to docilate you, mind, body, and spirit. Wake up, school. Recess, school. Lunch, school. Play with your friends, homework, dinner, TV, sleep. That's 12 years. 12. I'm dyslexic, so it's one of those two. But the two make 13. 12 of the most informative years of your life. Then, college or not, eventually you find it's still the same routine. Same program. Wake up, go to work. Smoke break, go to work. Lunch break, go to work. Lunch break off the clock, by the way. Smoke break, work, drive home, make dinner, check homework, watch TV, eat your dinner, go to sleep. Till you're 60-something. 68, 72. My dad retired when he was 60-something, and he was so old, fat, and sick, he couldn't go out and do shit. And it looks like I'm looking down there. I apologize for that. I'll learn to look here. I should put a little thing on my camera phone that says, look here. Page number 3. Part of the reason I'm doing this is I met this woman who goes on these drives, 5-6 hour drives. I'm curious how long it takes me to read this, and if I could stay attention and be on point, I would. If I was somewhere, this is the only private spot I could have, because if I was in there in Starbucks, you'd hear all that shit too. I live in my Jeep. I'm residentially challenged. I have a Facebook page, documents that daily challenge issue. Nice part about all this is finally I got something to do. Don't cost money. Maybe someday it'll make me a few bucks, so I'm not so challenged. We'll see. Back to American Misfits by Clem Hawkins, 2nd edition text. Page number 3. For us, it was a different routine altogether. 6:30 a.m. was beer 30. It was our early alarm clock. Plus, if you got caught camping at the park, rangers, whose shift starts at 6 a.m., you could get a ticket and a fine you could never pay. You end up doing community service hours at the bus terminal, cleaning city buses, or in my case, a job at the food bank, where I'd earned up to 3 boxes and bags of food and supplies per day just for doing my community service. At the time, this is a little commentary, we ate at Hamilton's. Food was a burden. After I dropped out July 4th, 99, I became a professional volunteer, traveling and working like in Kung Fu, the 70s TV show with David Carradine. So anyway, I wake up in a cuddle puddle with one of my crew or campmates, Steph, a very, 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 very safe lesbian. So keeping warm was easy, but getting laid, not so much. We almost always camped out behind the tennis courts, not 500 or so yards, is probably about a couple 3 football fields, I don't know. Anyway, just error correction. This was a first attempt, so here we are. From Hippie Hill. For those of you unaware, Hippie Hill was a place in San Francisco in Golden Gate Park. It used to be, it might have been probably the free section back in the day, when the hippies from Haight and back in the 60s, the Panhandle, I understand, was the spot. So the only deal I could tell you about Hippie Hill is if you wanted weight on the Haight, you had to go to the hill and wait. Never trust a kid in clean shoes. Never flash your cash. No, never flash your cash or your stash. Never trust a kid in clean shoes, and never ever deal with gang kids. First 3 rules of Hippie Hill. Anyway, I wonder what's happening on Hippie Hill now that weed's legal. No one's got a reason to go there. Everyone goes to the cop club and then goes to Hippie Hill and hangs out. It used to be we had drum circles and soccer. And anyway, page 4. I'm really over that. I really got to redo that in a different time. Woody usually started our mornings making all kinds of the most disgusting. Yeah, you're right. Part of the thing I feel about, all right, I wanted to do this books on tape thing for people that were traveling, and if they had this, like my little screen here has a little download button on it. I hope you can see that. If y'all's computer was like my computer, you'd have a download button on everything that came up on your YouTube, and then you push the download button and you have it for later. If you're residentially challenged or you're otherwise challenged, let's say you work so hard just for your shitty little apartment and you can't afford internet, and your neighbors aren't cool enough to open their Wi-Fi. Suggestion to y'all, rename your Wi-Fi neighborhood free Wi-Fi. See where that gets us. See if we'll start thinking like better monkeys. Everybody, neighborhood Wi-Fi. Free neighborhood Wi-Fi. Think about it. If you weren't there and it was on for free, your neighbors could use it too. If all your neighbors did it, it's a whole lot harder to track a whole bunch of people through one channel than it is to track each person through their own individual channel. You feel me? Hopefully eventually this stuff will sink through. I'm trying to get a message out there, or I'm sharing with people in the future that we're understanding what's going on. See, some people can live in time and dimensions and space isn't necessarily an issue, so they can hear this message. They might even know what I'm going to say before I'm going to say it. Hi to my psychic listeners. So I guess in documenting my squirreliness, I got to remind myself I need to do this American Misfits thing. I also got to remind myself that I'm kind of a squirrel. I'm still drinking my cinnamon milk from so I got this routine. I wake up, I go to Starbucks because I found out they open at 4, and in the winter it's fucking cold, and I was up ready to pee and poop and do all my business. So once I found that out, as soon as I got up, I didn't have to hold it. I just go there, buy a coffee, sit my ass in the corner, and mind my own business. I still do that. However, my new routine for the financially challenged like myself is I buy a cup that's $2.86. I think it's $2.65 with tax, and most places it's $2.86. Other places it's other. But I like the $2.86, and I'll tell you why. For $3.50, I can get a coffee and then a 54-cent refill, because they give you 14 cents back, and with 50 more cents you get a refill with the tax included. For that $3.50, I get who knows how many hours of Wi-Fi. I get a bathroom to shower and shave. I can't really shower, but I can pit wash and junk dump. There's a truck stop out the way that for $12 I can have an extended shower, but I find that I don't really need that unless I get really stinky and dirty. I don't work out, mostly because I don't want to get all stinky and dirty. The extra expense with clothes, sure, it's just an excuse, and maybe we'll get there. Because trying to find things to do, I find being residentially challenged, and I'm going to take a minute to explain that if you don't mind. When I was watching this podcast of mine this morning, I realized that I bounce around and I talk about lots of different shit. And to put Clem Hawkins, Clem Hawkins, Accept No Limitations podcast as the title is appropriate, but what I need to do is put the subject matter that I talk about in the comment or in the tags. So anybody that wants to see something about, say, Carpethead President Principle, they can, I talk about that. They want to hear about this, that, and the other. I talk about that. Why do I talk about it? So people like me realize I'm not the only one out there. I guess is the simplest way. Yeah, I should write that down. So people like, that's what I should use as the description of my podcast. So people like me. So people like me don't think they're the only one out there. Fuck. That's all fucked up. Is So what I wrote there was so many peons. Okay, so what happened was I was typing, my trackpad gets in the way and it puts my cursor in another spot. Maybe if I learn to just throw my cursor up there, then it won't matter what I do with my fucking, well, yeah, it will. Anyway, got some issues. That's all fucked up. This podcast is so people like me know we're not the only ones out there. Decentralized bubbles of consciousness. I dig that. Speaking of digging and holes, this all started with me working to do a commentary on, I'm going to type Clem Hawkins and see what I get. If I type Clem Hawkins, I get a revival brand. He stopped loving her today. Good for him. How about I put accept no limitations? Oh wait, I got something. Accept no limitations podcast trip. Oh, I did that one here. So this is 1:35. When I first started doing this, oh wait, there's 007. I'm grabbing that one. That's the one I want to do this commentary on.
Really famous like Joe Rogan or Joey Diaz or somebody to
now you can hear
it.
How cool.
It would be.
What I'm saying is, I'm going to back up. Right now, the YouTube is on 5:15 of my podcast that I put out there this morning. We all have these cell phones, and most of mine, my other ones somewhere. We all have cell phones, and the machine. When I say machine, I don't necessarily mean artificial intelligence machines. I mean machines that gather data, interpret that data, and give that data to people who make decisions, or who can then take that interpretation as they so see fit. For example, if you watch a cell phone and it never moves, you can accept it as not part of a person. That's nixed off of the metadata Snowden stuff. You follow me? When we start realizing that this podcast on Facebook with my face on it now puts my face, there's a scientific number that assigns my face. That's why I can pick up these things. What the heck is all this? Star Wars. There's the weird clown. I don't know what that one is. Looks kind of scary. Oh, it's something. I don't even know what these are. They're silly. That one's kind of cool. It's like an inverted halo with a Christmas tree under it or something. Oh, it's Pizza Face. That's kind of cool. So yeah, I want to do that and none. And how do I get that one? Go back to what the shit is all that? Ooh, that's a cool one. Check that starry skies out. Live from the Grateful Dead. See, now that's the space that I was talking about putting words in. See, the cool part that y'all get is what I'm doing. This is kind of like working in a studio. See, that's my head. And that's my thought bubble. You feel me? Because later I'll download this with me on there. Then I can take that and then put stuff up in here. See what I'm saying? Like my bouncing ball, the words or what's going on. That's fucking badass, dude. I like that. I'm not going to leave it on there, though. What I am going to do is take a minute to get things organized. And realize that I have limited power with my laptop anyway. Trying to find my weed. I got quite disgruntled earlier because it fell down, and I'm just going to have to do this. No, I have a purchase, but
Hey y'all.
Oh, wow, that's my editing software. How the hell did that happen? So, anyway, I'm going to put this on pause and hopefully get away with using the restroom inside. That was hang tight. back. Oh, cool. So, Elvis, what'd you do with my weed? I do with my weed is the question. Yeah, this all started with the hunt for weed. My weed store is right next. Oh, yay! My weed store is right next door. Oh, we're gonna do that. So let's see. A needle pulling thread, and 8 miles high. Once upon a time, there was a little lamb. Row, Jimmy, row. That, if I chose so to, oh yeah, you're right. Gosh, when you're right, and y'all are fucking right. Just realized that doing these streams. Ooh, and I'm right again. Cool as soda pop. So, podcast information. $150 at a pawn shop. Phone was $30. That phone was $40. Vice versa. I think it was vice versa. Still gonna do my commentary. Still gonna do my DJ thing. And what I'm doing now, a few of my friends got some of these for Christmas, and since I don't have many friends, I have a bunch of them. And the best part about it is I'm thoughtful enough to charge them, which means those phones both have the ability to maintain a charge, assuming I have one of these and one of these. And if you are one of those friends who's probably not likely logged on or paying attention, which is fine. Most of my friends are so busy they ain't got time to pay attention to me. Shit, I barely have time to pay attention to me. So there, I connected it. Hopefully I don't screw up the angle too much. Too much, but you see the beautiful Elvis. That's a good dog. Look at how pretty he is. Look at how pretty is that Elvis. Oh, sorry, my monitor. So I got this one up here as my control camera. This other one is my monitor, but it also allows me to see the stuff that I type up, or that people type up, or that I type up. And what I'm doing here is my best to help myself produce a higher quality of product of broadcast. And the reason I call it Accept No Limitations is because, well, I have limitations, but for many, many years I accepted every limitation that life put at me as part of the... See, I don't like that necessarily either. I'm working on getting the angle, but all I can do is balance the phone up there. There we go. So, plenty of headspace. I was about to say I was at 5:15. What I've got here is an hour and 1 minute long podcast. Okay. I'm aware that I have limitations from my attention deficit, hyperactive, oh look a squirrel, orders issues. However, I've also learned that I can build upon each experience to make a new experience a better experience. It's like dating. If you go out with somebody and you find there's just something you ain't willing to put up with, when you meet somebody you're thinking about dating, if they can express that thing, maybe don't date them. I generally turn them off before I even bother with them. Although I like it better with the thingy on there. How do I do the thingies again? There we go. So I've got this podcast, and if I can watch this podcast as well as type it, ooh, I can put the podcast there, maybe listen to it. There we go. How about them apples? Shit, that means that I'm going to have to, wait, no, I just need to put this on YouTube. And I'll use this to comment. That way I have the text already prepared, so tomorrow all I have to do is copy all the things that I type in that I talked about. Feel me? Type it all in. Here, I'll show you. I've got this phone. I'm going to put this phone on my YouTube podcast. How about I do my channel? Long Strange Chip. Get this going on here. So the idea is that I'm going to copy all of these things. This podcast is going to happen. Oh, you won't be able to hear it, so I have to do it this way. So here's the idea. Oh, pause. Now let's get this. I'm going to do an attempt to introduce this whole thing. Okay, I've got my headphones on, but I'm not going to use them. I'm not going to get distracted for my little speaker, but I am going to put on this media because I love the idea of this as an introduction to the podcast. What we have here is my laptop playing Art of Noise. Then on this phone, I've got the YouTube loaded up. So I'm going to go ahead and push play. But I might have turned this volume down. Sorry about the knuckles.
Dealing with life. Still working to get all of this stuff documented. Back in the day,
what I was thinking is that
fellow once taught me that he who documents
on the
best
YouTube,
wins. So now that I got this,
I gotta be able to have that on.
Otherwise, acting
I'm
ignorant
hopefully
if
gonna type
I
up what I
choose not to acknowledge the presence of the machines and how they affect our lives. It's interesting and also unusual, but I still trust that life guides us in certain ways, directions, and allowing myself some creative problem solving is what's generally required. One of the things that got me starting to think I should push the record button and get these thoughts out is weird coincidences that you would otherwise not acknowledge, and then at a certain
so what I did was
able to then acknowledge
pause that out, got back onto the Facebook
I'll
watching this live
if I can
broadcast
through an example. I won't tell you, I'll show you.
And I'll show you. Show me state.
Somebody said something on Facebook.
Somebody said something on Facebook.
This is
so what I learned today is if you type everything with a comment in there, then you copy it and paste it into the tag box in YouTube, it turns it into tags.
That got me to thinking that.
Oh, so the next part would be high school.
Okay, this
USA.
morning I saw a thing on the Twitter. Eric Snowden, he reported that the new CIA person was on the top of the list of a lot of torture files or something. Now, if I had a friend in high school that was
I didn't
worked
think
in the office, like I had a girlfriend who was the vice principal and nurse's assistant, office helper. She was a good, great girl, and they felt she could be trusted. It was a lot like 1984, the rebel girl that pretended to be all regular. Anyway, if I knew of somebody that worked in the principal's office and had passwords to all of the files, like in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, when he uses his computer to change his grade and his attendance records.
Hey y'all, Clem Hawkins here.
If I had a friend like that, I'd want to keep him around. If that friend then went to live in another high school for fear of being persecuted for exposing wrongful doings in the high school that we were living in, and he went to this other high school across town, I'd still want to be his friend. I don't care what high school he goes to. He's fucking smart, and it's also, he looks out for us. He wouldn't have done it if he wasn't. He wants to go to another high school and lose all your friends. That sucks.
Click on that, see where it takes me.
I'm sure, I would like to think, it's my opinion that he felt a humbling responsibility.
It took me right there.
And accepted the
How about
circumstances as larger than
Jolly on
he could comprehend at the time. Maybe a lot of us still are comprehending what it means.
Hope you feel better, dude.
But
hope your treatment's
going well. What it means
to
me is that in the past, all the high school information was kept amongst itself. I'm just now outside of Denver, and I'm not sure. I'm sure somebody could ask the Oracle.
Okay,
all
so
about
that's hard for you. It's hard for
Google,
me.
All about.
You're listening to my podcast, which is now at 4:21. A good reminder, safety first. I always wondered if you use your phone or your laptop as a rolling tray, does that make that thing paraphernalia? Granted, that comes from a kid that grew up smoking weed in Missouri when you were definitely a criminal if you smoked weed. These days you smoke weed, you're just cool or hip or fuck, I don't know, something. Not saying that you can't smoke weed and not be any of those things. I smoke weed and I'm not any of those things. Well, I'm cool, meaning that I keep my head about myself, try to maintain a calmness about things, and I work to manifest a better reality through the things that I speak. I found life is relatively simple. If I had kids, this would be a good thing for them to be able to see in the future, because it's possible I might not ever meet them. And if I don't have kids, there's still a whole lot of people out there that I might not otherwise meet if it weren't for these things. I'm a big fan of the movie Pump Up the Volume, and I often think about the end of that movie and how he says talk hard, and then I look at the way things are today, and I wonder if maybe the writer or the people that were involved with the project, like on personal level, I wonder if they are looking at this current podcast as that type of thing. So I suppose the right thing to do is say thanks to the people who inspired us to be who we are today. You're right, Arrow, I gotta look at you, not down there. The camera is up above me, see? This camera is right there. So when I look up there, I'm actually looking at the camera. When I'm looking here, I'm looking at me, which I figure is you, but I should get over that because you're there and I'm down there. So anyway, if I can do it, you can do it, and probably better. I got one of my phones powered up. That one's at 53. This one is at power check discharging 62%, 4 hours and 19 minutes. Right now, that's at 421. That's at 419. I'm at 420. Yeah. So, I should quit following her. She puts up so much annoying stuff. So, let's see. Long Strength Trip was there. Where'd it go? I liked it with the profile. So I must have started this somewhere around 4:20. How long have I been on live? It's 4:57. It doesn't tell me. No, I'm not gonna. I like that one earlier. If these things get popular, I could totally put one of those Grateful Dead Steal Your Face of this thing. I could turn that on, and then I could put comments up there maybe in the future. It'd be better if I was down here, but I'm not that short. How about that? I like when you can see Elvis though. All right, so back to the regularly scheduled podcast. I was trying to get all of the things that oh cool. So, sorry, forgot. Back to the regularly scheduled podcast. The difficult part, and it might take a different person than me to effectively do any edits or whatever with these things. I got an idea. What if there's a good idea. Okay, so imagine me playing Grateful Dead music. Oh, see the smoke in the... imagine me playing Grateful Dead music, and then all the things that I thought about, I put up there as a thought bubble. Like, I downloaded a few of those the other day. What were they? There's New Speedway Boogie Festival. Mountain Jam, Allman Brothers. See how long it lasts. Helps on the Way. Slipknot, Franklin's Tower. Now that would be cool too. I'm listening to this and I'm imagining videos up here. See what I'm saying? Like, if what I saw on this screen right there was up there, or if in the same way that this music inspires me, that'd be like Baby Driver space. Like a backseat driver, but different. It's like kids getting you to do stuff that you didn't think you could do before they were born. Like have sex with their mother. Sorry, I had this concept, this belief that somebody once explained to me that we, before we were born, might have been, or are spirits. What if our dream time in our spirit world was our lifetime here? And what if that life on the other side that was dreaming us, what if that lived to be thousands of years old? And how would 100 years fit in an 8-hour nap? See what I'm saying? That math almost works out. So nice to just hang out, smoke weed, be chill. What happened there? Come on. I tend to have a tendency of pushing my technology to the limits. I really like the visuals here if I go full screen. Not sure how well you can see that. I know I'm supposed to do that. I'll save it for a picture. I'll make it my new podcast face. Hey y'all, how are you doing? Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. I should learn not to adjust shit. So here I am, doing a podcast while I'm watching the podcast. Now what I'm talking about here is an analogy between high school students and citizens that are working.
Now, and obviously the help of a machine. Back to this machine thing. The fact that with this machine,
I'm going back
they can
to my
see and
Facebook
pinpoint
page.
Everybody's exact location. People are so identified with their phone.
And unfortunately, it's not live, so I'll be listening to myself a number of seconds later.
And if you could get somebody really famous like Joe Rogan or Joey
and
Diaz,
right now, I'm bringing up the idea that we need famous people to share this idea about people swapping phones.
Suck because
some comedians should do some gag about how that happened, and all of a sudden they were getting the other person's messages.
I'm doubting anybody's. Well, I'm not doubting. Eventually, somebody will see this. If nothing else, because Elvis is so
Might be
great.
better if I turn that sideways.
What was I saying? Oh yeah.
Now, I don't have a studio.
Your location. Now,
It's about accepting
all kinds of
limitations.
stupid squirrel reasons. Now, squirrel is the medicine of gathering. That should be first and foremost of importance when it comes to the attention deficit. Oh, look, a squirrel. It's my opinion. I remember when I was a kid, as far as I'm aware, there was absolutely zero drug influences, not even, well, maybe sugar, maybe not. I'm not sure for, I don't exactly recall my situation, just aware I was too young to have been smoking weed already.
I'm not too young
And
to
I had
smoke
this
weed now.
experience, and it was a feeling, I call it quickening. It was almost like everything slowed down and sped up at the same time. It was weird.
I like that idea.
Kind of like, and it might even started with a head rush. Who knows? I do recall that. And it was also at about a time of my life when in physical or age maturity, I might have been 12 or 13. And I wasn't seeking or looking or doing for anything. I was, I think, cleaning out my closet. I realize it's uncomfortable for people sometimes, and I might have to go back and edit it out. But one of the things I've found I do that people have a difficult time
On the
with
podcast tip, I did go edit it out, but it took so fucking long. It took 3 hours just to put this thing together.
a lot of
So
practice.
it takes a long time
Like
sometimes.
I said, when I was in
And I
fifth
like
grade,
that.
they
I'll
said
put
I
a
was
graphic up there. What a long, strange trip
attention deficit
it
disorder,
still is,
which
and it
I was too
spins.
quick for their
The long, strange trip continues.
program. You can't underclock a processor. Ask any geek. You can overclock them, but you can't underclock them. Underestimate your enemy. That's your first weakness. Probably why I still talk like this. But I don't know nothing. I do love apple strudel. I got some cheese strudel. Speaking of squirrels, I got some banana cream cake. That's like a monkey and a squirrel all mixed together. There was walnuts in it. So back to the trippy, weird coincidences that seem like nothing. In today's society, in our global economy, it only would make sense that people would either feel the need or the responsibility to centralize all of that. The problem with the current situation is that only goes to a very few people's pockets. And the easiest way to put it is, imagine a NASCAR race. There you go. There you're talking our language.
NASCAR.
imagine a NASCAR race, and
the better of a racer you are, the more money you make. Is the
secretary
analogy.
Young Jamie, I'd say, give me a list of NASCAR names, all of the racers, right? And they're in a race. Say that they're in the Daytona 500.
I'm good company.
And you got like 10 or 15 cars that are just kicking everybody's ass, lapping the shit out of people. Halfway through the race, the other guys are done.
Stoners can be.
Who wants to sit and watch 2 hours of number 50 through number 99, unless you're related to or somehow you are friends with or you know people on the crew of those teams? Only fucking reason you watch it, right? So, maybe that's why he called it reflection. That's clever. Chipper. Thinking of the Enlightened Master on YouTube, who was, I liked how when he was talking to the camera, he always called it my reflection.
Oh yeah, I could totally do that. All right, so in the thing, I tell everybody they should Google that shit.
Imagine if
what I just realized is I can also put it all that stuff in the comments of the YouTube thing, possibly. Maybe with or without tags, but the different links, like watch it, take my advice, then document doing it, and then wash, rinse, repeat.
Or we're the whole. Depends on how you look at it. I think we're the donut, and I think inside of us is a donut hole, and on the outside of us is a donut hole. But the outside of us is bent to match the inside of us.
The outside of us is bent. If you're lucky. If you're lucky, it's bent.
God had a bunch of hair.
If you're not, you're what they call a flatlander, I think. I don't even know what this shit is. Anybody that argues with somebody, that's just show me state.
Pattern or proximity. They're all locked into a proximity. Each one of these was.
I got off on this tangent here. If this is at all synced in the future with the thing that there.
Race of beings, terrestrial and or
I wrote a song way back in the day. A trilogy masterpiece, I called it, or thought of it. Not that it's a masterpiece, but that I was referencing to original hip hop.
So anyway, something about squirrels.
Something about squirrels.
Medicine of gathering.
Oh yeah, the medicine of gathering. Native American medicine cards by Jamie
squirrel
Sands.
Friends out there.
Oh yeah.
I believe I have cell phones. When the first cell phone I got, I should tell you this story. My first cell phone story was right about before I had got Elvis found.
Required reading. This is required reading.
I found that the hippies of California, and as hippies I'm referring to a highly intelligent people pursuing intellectual enlightenment, old school deadheads, and those who passed the acid test saw the undoing threads of the carpet fabric of life, decided to extricate themselves from that system, many of which created isolated communities, coastal communities, hard to get to communities with all of their schooling and everything that they needed right there in that little pocket that was protected. And possibly some of those people, obviously, likely, a lot of them, some of them, it might only have taken one of them that had military experience and knew how to fortify and set up defenses. So going into an unexplored region, picking the hardest place to get to and setting up camp makes it a lot harder for anybody to come get you or find you or give a shit what you're doing.
Oh, now I'm talking about how the growers in Northern California.
And started going up there because
I could probably write a book on that.
I met a guy who never smoked weed until somebody gave him a bunch of seeds because he moved up there to get away from the city.
And my point of this, and I totally got off track of it, was every seed was worth $1,000.
Once a lot of people start seeing it, okay, like the 60s, a lot of people,
that's what started this whole free weed thing. Yay! Greedy little kids trying to undercut the parents. Parents
if
said,
you had
you know,
20%
screw you. We're going to undercut you in the
not
future.
tripping, but have had a spiritual
But think
awakening
about
to
it,
where they're
monkey. Whose
working
head am I
towards
under?
becoming
My Lord.
a hair of God. Like functioning hair of God.
Functioning hairs of God.
Working together.
Working together. Elvis is pretty. There he is. Look at him. He always listens to Daddy. He likes what Daddy says. I'm not unconvinced that he's not my grandfather reincarnated.
Mother necessity
He seems a lot like my grandfather Bashir. Papa Bashir.
My thought about these phones were, the prank is, everybody switches phones. And then the computer starts seeing, okay, let's say you and Bob work at an office together. And let's say you and Bob work in different parts of the building. And let's say you and Bob decide one morning to call me, or maybe it's just by accident. You and Bob like switch phones.
The thing that I am not interested in about the whole comedy thing that they do is they fly all over the fucking place. I got no interest in being in an airplane at all.
And neither of you
None.
really catch on until, like you and Bob say, go to lunch for a beer.
Well, when you see that it ain't the right path, do something else. I prefer the sit-down philosopher shit.
It always happens. So as soon as something different happens, that seems strange to the machine, which exposes the machine's weakness, which allows
not everybody's
like
destined to be somebody like Jimi Hendrix, but
that's
just because not everybody doesn't mean it's not you. You might be that one.
Back to all the schools. There's a movie called Pump Up the Volume. Look, a squirrel.
I wonder if Curtis is
squirrel talk with
you know,
Clem
talking about
Hawkins
going to,
and
well, he
Elvis.
was talking about going to St. Louis for Jake's Leg concert.
So, squirrel talk, medicine of gathering. Native American medicine suggests that all animals are totems of a communication from Great Spirit. Great Spirit.
You kind of hear it, maybe.
Maybe not. White bearded dude with clouds. Great Spirit could just be that emptiness in between everything, that 99% that I was talking about. Because I think that when I say God, if I could define this so I don't hear anybody arguing.
I realize I'm getting into
take all the religions. There's a saying that's there's a little bit of bad
medium
in the best of this and a little bit of good in the worst of this. So I figure if you take all that
to a mediocre production
concept.
concept.
Most of that bad is good in reverse. Therefore, God is
I'd like to have this screen above my head right here.
There's an extra 1%.
This screen is this web
God is
page.
everything good and bad, everything we can all imagine. Okay? Like there are writers and there are minds out there who have contemplated multiple.
I want that over my head right there, right now.
Physical reality in which we ourselves
That's what.
can
That would be so fucking
Celestine prophecy
dope,
talks
dude.
about changing your life in a way that allows you to raise your vibration.
Thoughts with Clem Hawkins. Y'all can send me shit to look at, and I'll tell you what I think about it right here.
If that is synonymous with
Why not?
monks
There's the
meditating,
space.
say that
We have the
psychedelics,
technology.
LSD,
We can rebuild it.
An individual that vibration that normally
Oh,
takes
imagine
16
that.
years to build up to, it allows it to just get there. And then there's
There
the
you
talk
go.
of the magic mushrooms.
I'm gonna
actually,
type what I
and
think.
Interestingly, the ergot, the trichome, and the mushroom all grow in the same shape when you first start. Very interesting. But I see that in a time-dimensional way. If you've ever seen Stargate and it looks like water that's rippling, I think the reason is you take that sideways and this is a puddle of water and you drip it, then that ripples out. That one drop affects all of those things. When the pranksters would dose a town, they would be doing the drops. Triple, triple, triple. Catch you, George Gist, if you get the gist of it, that when I do that, that means ask the Oracle. Gist, G-I-S-T. George Gist.
We will hide things in mazes. We
Nonetheless,
will
check out
hide
the gist of it.
these things.
When I was younger, I had friends that
What?
used to say, I don't always say what I
Come
mean,
on, retard.
but I always mean what I say. I later learned in hippie talk from my teacher Woody.
Hate when I type stuff and then I forget it. There's a thought that's supposed to be up there.
Some people talk out their neck, meaning that they will speak as well as infer another thing to insult somebody in front of their back.
Yeah.
It's like people say about sarcasm, that it's not funny, it's just smart people making fun of stupid people in front of their back.
Sarcasm.
Speaking of the audience tonight.
Speaking of the audience tonight.
Speaking of our host.
And our host. I'm just making fun of myself.
That should be
See,
every comedian's fucking.
the real way to do this, obviously, is to have this on top of
By the
that.
host, I mean that guy I'm gonna lay into.
That is dope. You feel me? Like I copied that one. Oops. I copied that other podcast, and I put the podcast up above my head,
I'm not saying you used to play Dungeons.
and then I talk about it while I write about it. That is fucking dope, dude. That's like a triple Lindsay. That's a fucking triple Lindsay. That's a fucking triple Lindy. Right there.
Oh, I'm still recording and I'm thinking
We're still recording. Live.
laying into the host and saying something to the extent of
I gotta cut this part out now.
you know,
I gotta cut this part out, dude. No, hush with your nonsense. I'm pausing that shit. Y'all won't ever find it, but I'm just gonna skip over it.
You could boycott daylight savings time by always calling it by the regular time. Fuck daylight savings time. When you show up,
That's important.
everybody.
Hopefully, since that's closer to you
everybody,
than this is to me.
If everybody shows up to work an hour late, the boss is gonna say fuck daylight savings time too.
Fuck daylight savings time.
You see what I'm saying?
See what I'm saying?
Anyway, this is a prank on the machine.
And just trying to make me go to sleep later and later.
And when I say the
Hard to
machine,
go to sleep when it's
don't
daylight
think
out.
I'm talking about some fucking robot, artificial intelligence shit. I'm talking to a machine. You understand what I'm saying?
Eventually, my
You're on the
sister's
other
gonna
side
see
of that
this
machine.
shit,
The machine
and
is. Oh Lord, you could maybe even do shit like this and fuck with the machine, right? See, check it. I can use this machine. This is like a sneaker net, super tricky, old school hacker like kind of thought, right?
oh shit, it came back on.
Geeks
Hey
are gonna
again.
catch me and go, this guy's smart enough to be one of us. Why is he so stupid?
Why am I so stupid?
I'm just smart like that.
I'm just smart like that.
This is the phone. This is the phone. All right. What
Now,
you're
if we
looking
could put
at
that up
is the
there,
phone.
I could talk
Now,
about
is
it, but I
not
like the idea
streaming,
of it being
okay?
switched.
I bought that phone and I did not activate it. It is a non-activated phone. However, it does have Wi-Fi and it does have GPS. So the machine still knows where I am, even though I'm not supposed to be aware of that. If you follow me so far. The machine is the principal's tracking system of all the students, you dumbasses. Alright? Just saying.
Just saying.
So, you're in school. The teacher's watching all of what goes on. The teacher has a machine, a program that watches all that shit. Remember the Snowden stuff? It's a program, dog. If it works on the big one, it works on the little one, okay? So I could be talking to a 15-year-old right now, and if you take this song, just roll with it. If you, honest to goodness, I wish I could transmit this to every, 13-year-old right now. No offense, but hey, kids, serious as a heart attack.
To every 13-year-old right now, serious as a heart attack.
Ability to change shit. When I was 13, the system taught me to wear a seatbelt, so I taught my dad to wear a seatbelt because he would forget. And I always remember, and if he's around, he'd still confer that. I always say it was better for him to pick me up when he'd smoked weed and not when he'd drank bunches of beers. Because he could drive on weed, he just drove slow and safe.
You can't drive on acid, just do acid.
He's all wobbly and shit. So anyway, back to the book drop. Me and my buddy are outside, and we organize.
This is modern day in a room with myself. Welcome to the mind of Clem.
So we didn't have a social place where we could all communicate except the bus ride in, okay? You understand what I'm saying? The system is designed to keep all y'all from talking. Now that you got these, you can all say the shit right then. You understand?
What it looks like.
Who's ever heard of a senior skip day?
Senior skip
I was
day.
talking to Principal Tim the other day. He's this fellow that's at the
Senior
Starbucks
skip day?
I go to. Principal Tim wanted to change the system. He's a musician. He's a writer. He wants to help people. And then he realized the system was kind of screwed, so he's hoping to retire and travel and write and do music, and I think that's fucking awesome. However, he's aware because he sees how the kids are.
I haven't seen him in a day or two.
If we as a people,
he's a musician.
All right. Okay. Now, I just taught kids something, and they're already.
I like
running
to keep the ears one. I want to see funny stuff up above my head.
30-year-olds and stuff. Y'all ain't quite. You're not catching on.
See Elvis? Oh, there's Elvis.
Because maybe you're too busy with other shit. And you just don't care. And maybe that's why revolutions are always started by the youngsters. If you're not aware that the Boston Tea Party was a few people forcing everybody else to do it their way, and fucking, that's what that was about. You understand? 17% is all it takes, according to the 100 Monkey Theory and emo. And Oracle that shit too. Because I'm tired of explaining. I'm 50 years old. I don't have to explain. Y'all can research it or you can not, you know? The answer is fucking out there, right in the palm of your stupid little hand. You understand what I'm saying? I grew up with a fucking pager at best. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have instant information. Everybody's a know-it-all now. Do you understand? Gosh, why do I keep saying that? Well, at least I'm not saying, know what I'm saying? Anyway. Hopefully the message gets through my weird accent and way of talking about shit, alright? I don't know, where am I at? 32, 35 minutes. So, the book dropped. I think it was 10:54, 10:53. Could have been 11:13. It was in the morning. Because me and my buddy were sitting out in the hall. And I don't even remember if many of us wore watches back then, to be real honest. I mean, kids nowadays are all aware of what time it is because they got this. I'm surprised they haven't made these mandatory in schools. If these were mandatory in schools, as soon as they walked in, the system could shut these down so they could communicate. But that's not yet to happen, but you might be following along. The little dot.
Oh, there's the dot. Where's it at? Pause.
I got a few of these.
Pause.
Shit. I never chose to give these away. Or to get on a bus and put it on
33 something. 33 minutes is the follow the dot. So the follow the dot thing this is what it's led to. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
I might just be doing this.
Pretty sure this is one. I'm like my day loop. So you're seeing me review my day. God, that looks horrible. Oh, that's better.
Especially with the Shaun of the Dead stuff.
Especially with Shaun of the Dead.
Get on that script. Oh, a squirrel. Squirrel Productions. Banana bread, coffee, tobacco, water.
Squirrel Productions.
Sugar pellets. By sugar pellets, I mean robin eggs.
Pellets. Stoner tip: if you feel too stoned, I'm not having an issue with it. But if you have sugar, things brings you down.
I was acknowledging the difference. Oh yeah, this and that.
This and that.
Sorry. I probably won't clip this together. I'll probably just throw it up there and y'all can figure it out. But I might clip that part out because that's good. So now back to the clips.
Are live. Look, a squirrel. Look at Elvis. He's like, what is it? That was good, buddy. Good timing.
What we learned from Snowden is as soon as they have this and you log into anything,
charger for that.
She knows that there. This is part of you.
I wonder what it sounds like. I haven't listened. Have I?
Copy that.
Copy that.
You don't have to mark the car. You mark the most important thing they fucking keep with them all goddamn time. They don't let nobody else use it. They'll go to the bathroom with it. I go to the bathroom with it because I used to have an iPhone and some it grew legs when I was in the bathroom. So I learned better. And now I don't worry about it. Now I got fucking bunches of them. Why buy a $700 phone when you can buy 10 shitty little phones and give a fuck?
You're nuts.
Use your heads, monkeys. because it's fun. Not to mention when this one's trying to do something because it's all slow and it's only got 8 gigabytes, and the operating system and the apps that are required for the phone to work the way I need it to is almost 7.5 gigabytes. So it hardly ever updates. It's a pain in the fucking ass. It's a piece of shit. But it was cheap. 30, 40 bucks.
Cheap phones are good.
It works for another year or
Yeah,
something. My
cheap
number is
phone
good
and
for another year.
phone.
So I'll have voicemail and ability to communicate for at least 1 year. That's not
Still
too bad.
bad.
You're a homeless challenge. Residentially challenged one. What's up? You need water?
If possible,
Got water. Squirrels. Cameras. Alright, so, and this is the old hacker thing. I recommend that movie too. Anything to do with Kevin Mitnick, Google, Oracle, that. Dan Millman, Way of the Peaceful Warrior.
Now I'm going
Definite
through the
need
books. I've almost caught up with my thoughts.
Stuff. You gotta know.
And this was before this.
It helps to understand why you're doing it before you learn how to do it, so when you do it for the right reasons and the right ways. Copy that. Like,
That's
best
a
thing you can do is
shit
go to
ton of work
fucking
I just made
a bunch
myself
of
do
vet
later.
punks and teach them how.
Shoot. There we go. We're back-ish. I'm at 37 minutes in the podcast. We're about halfway there, I suppose. The thing I like most about this, and for the DIY podcasters out there that pick up on these tips or something, when Facebook turns this into a video, it also compresses it. When I download a video off of YouTube, it's rarely over 700 megabytes, which is pretty quick for a download speed these days when it turns into 200. I've seen quality videos that were 170, 180 megabytes. That means the download's quick. Quality, who gives a shit? It's about the words and the message. So I have no idea how I came across this. This is a miracle every day. We should do that one. I like that. Miracle. Grateful Dead. Studio version. Let's do the studio version. Oh, maybe we got a 77. I'll do 77. That works. 7486. No, I want 77. 78. Maybe I gotta do 1977. I'm just because the thing on there says 77, so I'm still getting this regular 78. Need a Miracle Casey Jones 79, 78. Grateful Dead Capitol Theater official. Grateful Dead The Wheel 77. The Wheel. Yeah. I'm gonna have to apologize for the noise here in a second. Wheel turn, can't go on. Can't go back and you can't stand still. If Elvis doesn't love you, then the lightning will. Yeah, where's your ball? Do you have your ball? Is it mine? I want to show everybody his ball. It's a tennis ball. Right there. Brr. dark comes in. Try to get the heat going. Can't go home, and you can't roll down, can't go and you can't hold on, can't feel back and you can't stand still. The thunder don't get you and the lightning will. Elvis will. Then Elvis will. Just a little bit harder, just a little bit more. You can hold it, just relax, dude. You don't need to go out, you're just being annoyed about it. You're fine. It's too cold out there. Wouldn't you try just a little bit more? Round, 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 round. Gonna get back to where you belong. Little bit further, little bit more, little bit further, gone before. Can't slow down, can't hold on, can't hold on, can't hold back, you can't stand still. Thunder won't get you, but the lightning will. Try just a little bit harder. Warmer weather. Elvis is not used to such a long podcast, are you? You haven't been in the car that long. You're just being silly. Yeah, you are. Just relax, dude. Alright, so back to the podcast. Just a little more ground, higher ground. Alright. Switch it on. For those of you that weren't aware, these batteries have a switch on them. Now it's working. Cool. Question for self. What did girl say? I'm feeling the clamps. I'll give you a topic. Where are my papers? I could reuse this one. So I'm not sure how long it's been. I like the idea of recovering this roll of paper. But it seems to have just been that an idea. Not exactly sure what I did with the roll of papers. And Mr. Elvis wants to do some business. So, already in town. Riding the dog as a horse is not acceptable in this establishment. mentioning earlier that if I had somebody to help edit, or if somebody finds this and goes, oh wow, I could totally make this into something cool, awesome, I'm down for it. I like the idea, and that in my podcast today, ideas, I had the idea that I could have this idea thing, and I'd never seen this before, so this is cool. Also, if I figure out how to get a better editing software or something, I can just snag that and always use that one, even if I have a full face in the video thing. As far as YouTube goes, that could be smaller. Little thoughts. For little thoughts, when I have little thoughts, and big thoughts, it's big thoughts. Elvis has a thumb in his nose. Find my fucking papers. Oh, they were up there, weren't they? Look at that. Not sure what's up with that. Why would those just show up? What's up with that? Where my page? There we go. Last time I ate one of those, I got sleepy. Well, gosh bless it. I got off track, and I'm using up all the Facebook attention span. As if anybody, I haven't seen the eyeball up there for a minute. However, I like the idea of going back and editing it and putting words up here, or pictures, or other videos. I just like that. Oh, that's what it is. It's from that bag. Sorry, Jerry, I can open up the lid for you. Totally do this too. I can use that just as its own screen. That's cool. That's backwards to me. I don't know, maybe when they record it, I don't know how it flips overwards. Why is it backwards? It should be the other way. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, if you send me stickers, you can't send me anything because I don't have an address. I'm gonna say, if you send me stickers, I'll put your cool shit up there. Zoom in. Let's see. If anybody would want to fix that, it would be the advertising people. Send me pictures of your stickers. Well, actually, that's the. Here we go. North Face Wanderer, born to roam. So back to the podcast. part of all this. Ooh, I wonder if this would auction well. Here, check that out. That's a pretty cool snapshot right there. Man. I like this one, but I think she should have glasses on. And I like this one. I'm not sure where I got it from, but I almost think it was from a pack of cigarettes in the 70s at my mom's that would that way you could put the sticker on your lighter and mark it with your brand of cigarette, which turns their lighter into your advertising. Brilliant, thank you. These guys are kind of not sure what's going on over here. They keep looking going, oh, it's shit up there and fucking hanging out in the parking lot. Because I'm poor and I can't afford all that shit. I choose to spend it on weed. And tomorrow I'll probably have to go to Walmart and return some stuff for that. Oh, fucking papers. At least I have enough in the account to buy tobacco. Unfortunately, I can't keep you live when I do that. Or maybe that's the point. La 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 la. So later, what I figure, if is as should be expected or anticipated, that this here, this live video image is the culmination of who knows how many weeks. I might be able to figure it out, because the first day I remember trying to do this live podcast broadcast thing was here at this Starbucks, borrowing the same Wi-Fi. I haven't put them up there yet. See if I can figure out how to get that in there. Oh, I can do that maybe. Nope. Back to nothing. Right there. Facebook. I'm gonna try to get the Starbucks in my. Oh, it won't go in my skull. Just in the skull. The phone cracked out. So forget that. So yeah, me and Elvis hanging out at Starbucks. Like right there, I might have just clicked it and said, "Hey, welcome to the podcast." I have no idea how long I've been podcasting live, but I'm currently working on a project about do-it-yourself podcasting. It's in relation to DIMWITPublishing. Did it myself with internet technology. Within this podcast, within the Facebook podcast, which is hugely long, the idea is later I will use this broadcast recording compression. I will then download it, edit it, and then re-upload it as a Facebook video or something, YouTube video. I love this, the fact that this was total by accident. I'd never known about any of this stuff. Sorry, Ellis. I want to put that thing on there. What's that? Oh no, I don't want that. No, I'm not sure what I just did. Oh, I switched the cameras. Fuck. I didn't know I could do that. So there's our sponsor. Brought to you by the Wi-Fi. Both of them. I have no idea how that happened. Flip it. camera flipped around, and I'm not even sure how or why, what it did. Oh, there it is. There we are. Cool, never knew that. There's some new technology for you. As far as the do-it-yourself podcast. Where's my little, my facey thing back? That, yeah. No, that wasn't it. No, that wasn't back. That, what was it that? I'm not sure. I didn't think it was that. It was something else. That. No, but it wasn't that one. Oh, heck. There it is. That was one of the first ones. Sorry, podcasters. I had this really cool Grateful Dead thing over my head, and now I can't find it. Alright, so I'm having a difficult time with that. I'm not sure where it was, but it was cool while it lasted. I don't think it was, oh, it would have been that. Maybe it's just in there somewhere. Do I have a history? Do I have an edit? No, don't want that. So, I'm not really going to sit here and learn while y'all are watching me sit here and learn. Want it to work the way it did just a minute ago, god darn it. I'm not sure about y'all, but technology sometimes frustrates me. Learning is a process. Hopefully I can have used this podcasting time of your attention. I've later downloaded it, edited it, put it back up, and I really hope that it helps you. And it was nice hanging out with you. Mr. Elvis needs to do business, and it's time for us to roll. So we'll talk at you later. Love you, family.